The sacred Rig Veda contains a massive collection of 1,028 hymns, most of which sing the glories of various Hindu gods like Indra, Agni, Surya, and Vishnu. In that collection is found the famous Nasadiya Suktam, often called the Hymn of Creation. Its name is derived from its first two words, na asat, na sat. In just 7 verses, this wonderful Sanskrit poem expresses the unfathomable mysteries associated with the creation of the cosmos. Vedic hymns are exceedingly difficult to translate because of their archaic language and really lofty subject matters. For this reason, they're generally interpreted according to traditional Sanskrit commentaries, especially that of the great 14th century scholar Sayana. In the translation presented here, I've tried to follow Sayana's commentary very closely. I've also tried to convey the sense of awe and bewilderment that's so clearly depicted in the original. Before we begin, it will be helpful to briefly examine 2 extremely important concepts found in this hymn, Brahman and Maya. The ancient rishis describe Brahman as Satyam Jnanam Anantam, the limitless conscious reality that's the very fabric of creation. It is Brahman that endows everything with existence and fills each living being with consciousness. Simply put, Brahman is the reality because of which everything exists. But Brahman is non-dual. It has no attributes or qualities of any kind. Therefore, Brahman by itself can't account for the infinitely diverse world in which we live, filled with numberless galaxies, planets, trees, and people. The world of duality can exist only if non-dual Brahman is associated with another factor, one that has the capacity for unlimited creativity, sufficient to fashion the entire cosmos. That extraordinary factor is the mysterious creative power called Maya. In this hymn, Maya's mysterious nature is represented as darkness. Darkness itself possesses an amazing hidden power, as is shown by a well-known metaphor. Suppose a coil of rope lies on the ground in a shadowy alley. A passerby could easily mistake the rope for a deadly snake. In this way, darkness has the power to obscure or cover the rope and make a deadly snake appear. And in the same way, Maya has the power to cover non-dual Brahman and make the entire universe appear. Exactly how that takes place is inexplicable. It's a mystery. And that mystery is the central theme of the Nasadiya Suktam. A complete explanation isn't possible here. So, with this very short introduction, let's turn to the hymn. Om Nasarasino Sarasitaranim Nasidrajo no Vyoma Paroyata. At that time refers to the period known as Pralaya, when the universe was unmanifest. The universe remained in a state of dissolution after its destruction at the end of the prior cycle of creation. In modern terms, Pralaya is the state that preceded the cosmic Big Bang some 14 billion years ago. So, at that time, there was neither existence nor emptiness. Emptiness here means utter non-existence. When the universe was unmanifest, it remained in an intermediate state, a state that's neither eternally existent, like Brahman, nor utterly non-existent, like the two horns of an ordinary rabbit. In that unmanifest state, the universe was completely merged into Maya. There was no world below, nor space above. None of the 14 lokas, or worlds, described in Hindu mythology existed then. Kimavariva kuhakasya sharman ambha kimasid gahanam gabhiram. What was covered? What was veiled or obscured then by the mysterious darkness of Maya? Where? Where could anything possibly exist? Not even space itself existed then. For whom could there be happiness? Not only was the universe unmanifest, but conscious beings were also unmanifest. No beings were present to experience the existence or absence of anything. Then, what was present then? Was there only water, mysterious and deep? No. Even fundamental elements like water had yet to come into existence. Namrit Yurasid amritan natarhi naratriya hanha hasit praketaha. There was neither death nor immortality then. The universe undergoes pralaya, or dissolution, when the karmas of every living being have been completely exhausted. During pralaya, due to the absence of any karma whatsoever, there can be no birth or death until the next cycle of creation begins. And there was no sign of night or day. There was no moon or sun, no months or years. Time itself didn't exist. Aniravatam swadhayatarekam tasmadhanyanna parah kinchanasa. Though there was no air to breathe, the One breathed by the power of Maya. The One here refers to non-dual Brahman. Obviously, Brahman isn't a living being who can breathe. Yet, when it's associated with a vital creative power, the power of Maya, Brahman becomes the creator, sustainer, and destroyer of the universe. Breathing here is a metaphor for being the source of prana, the source of life. And other than that, other than non-dual Brahman, accompanied by Maya, nothing else existed, as long as the universe remained in an unmanifest state. Tamahasi tamasa gulhamagre praketam salilam sarvamahidam. In the beginning, before the universe became manifest, was but darkness covered by darkness. Everything was covered by the mysterious darkness of Maya. Returning to the rope-snake metaphor we saw before, if the alley had been pitch black, then not even the rope or alley could have been seen. Nothing could have been seen. Such utter darkness describes the state of pralaya, dissolution. All this, the unmanifest universe, was like unfathomable water. Nothing at all could be discerned until the power of Maya made the universe manifest once again. Tuchyena bhapehitam yarasit tapasastan mahina jayataikam. Now comes the actual moment of creation. That which was completely covered by darkness, the unmanifest universe, being merged into Maya and covered or hidden by its mysterious power, emerged as the universe by the power of creation, by Maya's extraordinary capacity for unlimited creativity. Kamhastadagre samavartatadhi manasoreta pratamam yarasit. First, desire arose. Desire here is the drive or initial impulse to make the universe become manifest. That impulse is the result of karmas accumulated by those who lived in prior cycles of creation. Just as a person's death is due to his or her individual karma, so too the entire universe undergoes periods of manifestation and dissolution due to the combined karma of all living beings. So, first desire arose. The initial impulse born of karma arose. Arose in what form? As the primordial seed for the minds of all. Due to the karmic impulse, Maya created intelligent beings so they could receive the results of actions committed in their prior lives. Sato bandhum asati niravindan hridi pratishya kavayo manisha. To discover the link, to discover the relationship between the unmanifest and manifest worlds, to comprehend how the combined karma of all living beings drives the unmanifest universe to become manifest once again. The sages, the enlightened rishis and yogis, who could discover truths no one else could discover, searched wisely within their hearts, directing their attention inwards, away from the world, and towards the divinity that abides within us all. Tirashchino vitato rashmiresham adasvadasit upadasvadasit. Everything, the elements of space, air, fire, water, and earth that emerged due to the power of Maya, quickly spread out, extending to every corner of the cosmos, like rays of light radiating outwards. This description sounds surprisingly similar to our modern concept of the Big Bang. What could be below? What spread into the lower parts of the universe? What was above, in the higher reaches of the cosmos? Note the dramatic use of lengthened syllables here, in both occurrences of the word asit. These prolated syllables are unique to Vedic Sanskrit. Reto dhaha san mahimana san Swadha havastad prayate parastat. There were living beings, those capable of action and experience, and material elements, objects experienced by those living beings. Objects like food were below, having inferior natures as inert things, and beings who consumed them were above, having superior natures as conscious living beings. Ko hadda veda kahiha pravochata kutaha jata kutahiyam visrishtihi. Who really knows? Who knows how the world was actually created? Who here, among all people, can truly explain it? Explain what? From what and by whom was this world created? Who exactly is the intelligent creator of the world? And from what substance or material was it created? Arvagdeva asya visarjanena Tako vedayataha babhuva. Even the gods, like Indra, Agni, and Vishnu, came after the world's creation, and therefore they could not have observed the very moment the world became manifest. Then, who knows whence it came? From whom or what the cosmos came forth? No human being, and not even the gods, could possibly have any first-hand knowledge. Iyam visrishtir yataha babhuva yadivadadhe yadivana. He from whom this creation arose, non-dual Brahman, associated with Maya, who is known as Ishvara, the creator, sustainer, and destroyer of the universe. He knows whether or not he is the creator. Who else could possibly know? No one else was present at the moment of creation. Yo hasyadhyaksha parame vyoman sohanga veda yadivana veda. The supreme ruler of the world, who, in keeping with Sayana's interpretation, is all-pervasive and all-knowing. He indeed knows. He alone knows. If not, no one knows. Fortunately, this knowledge of creation was discovered by the ancient sages, who were blessed with the extraordinarily rare capacity to see what others could not see, to comprehend what others could not comprehend. Those rishis expressed their discoveries in the Vedic scriptures we study today. This hymn is not at all easy to understand, and its contents are deliberately enigmatic. I'll recite it again without comments so you can reflect on its meaning. Om Nasarasi no Sarasi Tarani Nasidrajo no Vyoma Paroyata Kilmavari Vakuhakasya Sharman Ambha kimasid gahanam gabhiram namrityurasid amritan natarhi naratriyahan hahasit praketaha aniravatam swadhayatharekam tasmadhanyannah parah kinchanasa tamahasit tamasa gulhamagre praketam salilam sarvamahidam tuchyenha bhapihitam yarasit tapasasthan mahina jayataikam kamhastaragre samavartatadhi manasoreta prathamam yarasit sato bandhamasati niravindan pradi pratishya kavayo manisha tirashchino vitato rashmiresham Arasvirasid uparasvirasid Preto dhahasan mahimanahasan Swadha avastat prayate parastat Kohat Veda kahiha pravochata kutaha jata kutahiyam visrishtihi arvagdeva asya visarjanena thako vedayataha babhuva Iyam visrishtir yataha babhuva Yadivadadhe yadivana Yo hasyadhyaksha parame vyoman Sohanga veda yadivana veda Om Shanti Shanti Shanti